Howdy everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about the 5 best restaurants to have a date located right here in Northwest Arkansas, but with a twist. And the twist is these are not my recommendations, but actually my clients' recommendations who moved here out of state. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like this video, wherever the thing's down there, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas. Also, if you are coming down here and you're quickly realizing, oh my gosh, there's so much to do in Northwest Arkansas, because there is, there's a 3-day itinerary link below. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you have kids. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. Just go ahead and download that. And the first one comes courtesy of Matt and Michelle, but their choice is Pastafina. So Pastafina is located right in Lowell, Arkansas. So it's kind of like wedged between Springdale and Rogers. It's kind of like a little subset city kind of nestled in there. But the really interesting thing about Pastafina is that the location is so interesting because you wouldn't really know that it's there. It's not like in like this like business section district area. It's like off a little bit in the wilderness, so to speak. But my gosh, when they talk about making it like Italy, they do such a fantastic job with the ambiance, the whole thing. So the menu is really quite diverse, anywhere from like fish, pasta, chicken, all the amazing stuff. We know this, but from what I heard from other people, specifically Matt and Michelle, is they loved it. Some of the best kind of Italian food that they've had in a long time. And these people they're from Chicago, so they know Italian food. If you've been in Chicago, the one thing you can guarantee is the fact that you're gonna have great pizza and great Italian food, 100%. But them coming down here and having Pastafina, they're like, you know what, this is fantastic food. So I'm gonna take their word for it. Pastafina, great food, ambiance, top tier. You definitely need to check out Pastafina, located right in Lowell, Arkansas. And the next one comes courtesy of Jesus and Alex, also from Chicago, seen a trend here, but they recommend Tula, located right in Fayetteville. So Tula is a fantastic place located right on the square. And if you've ever been in the square in Fayetteville, you know that Tula is like, it's almost like you walk past the actual like glass and you look inside because they've designed it with like the alcohol and everything through the windows themselves. And it just makes you like, I need to go there now. Like they've designed it so well. It makes it so appetizing. But the really cool thing with Tula is that they have fantastic food, but the presentation, my gosh, it is so good. And it's right on the square, so it's really convenient, really fun. It's kind of part of the busy section of Fayetteville. It's really cool during anytime events, but obviously food, top tier. Honestly, some of the best tacos I've ever had in this whole area have been at Tula. So I've been there and also they've been there, but I'm glad they recommended it because I was like, you need to check out Tula. But definitely check out Tula. Well worth your time, well worth the energy. Even if the food is like, which it's not, it's first of all, fantastic food. But even if you're like, you know, it's okay food, the presentation, the whole ambiance there, wild. Great times in Tula. Whoa, before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're thinking about moving down here and you're looking at homes for rent or homes for sale, and you're using Realtor.com or Zillow or something like that. Way too slow, way too slow. Instant Home Updates literally will send you either rentals or homes right to your email instantaneously. It's in the name. So if you want like Instant Home Updates, you know, put your information below, like, you know, what you're looking for rent, what you're looking for home size, style, price, all the different things. And I'll get that set up for you right away so you can make sure that you don't miss any notification ever, or miss any home. Also, I have a brand new email that comes out every single Friday, just kind of talking about all the really cool things that are happening in Northwest Arkansas. So maybe you live here, maybe you don't live here, but if you do get this email, which I recommend signing up for, link below, but it just kind of gives you all the up and up kind of cool things that are happening here. Might give you a little bit of fear of missing out, a little FOMO, but it's really cool about kind of seeing all the cool things happening here. So when you do get here, eventually, you're gonna be like so knowledgeable of the area and you're gonna impress all your friends. And you can sign up for that email right below and I'll get it set up for you right away and you'll see it this upcoming Friday. And the next one is by recommendation by Hannah, and she recommends Conifer. Conifer is located right in downtown Bentonville, really cool spot, fantastic ambiance again. But the interesting thing with Conifer is the fact that like they really focus on like 2 or 4 person tables. Like they want that intimacy of a meal. It's really cool if you go to the website, and I'll kind of scroll through here as well, but you can scroll through and see all the different chefs that are working at the Conifer at the time. Now, a lot of times what I've noticed with restaurants, as you know, like chefs come and go as we know, but to actually list your chefs on the website, man, that says something right there. Let me tell you that. So the food there I've heard is top tier. I have not been there, but this is recommendation by Hannah. Top tier food. It's a more exquisite, customized experience than a standard restaurant, so to speak. So very custom, very interesting, well designed. But a really interesting thing that's happening in the future with Conifer is they, you know, obviously they're very organic, farm stand kind of food, but they actually want to produce their own farm stand where they actually have their own vegetables and they're growing their own stuff and actually producing and making the food and bringing it right to that, like literally from their farm to the table. So obviously you can purchase all the vegetables you want at the Bentonville actual farmers market on Saturdays and Thursdays. But if they can grow their own and they can bring it right to their own table, that's a pretty cool thing. I would love to see that. And the next one comes courtesy of Bob and Aaron, and their choice is Noodles Italian Kitchen, located right in Fayetteville. Now, the thing that I really love about we'll call it Noodles. The thing I love about Noodles is the fact I consider this, in my mind, it's like Olive Garden, but way better and on steroids. So the menu is fantastic, great food, and it's kind of like just a homey kind of feel. It's like you're going to your Italian grandma's, like literally her backyard. And so that's what I love about it. It's so fun, and they've done such a good job of the ambience there. The food and the menu is so good. And this is kind of, I would say, like a great date place, of course, but it's like a good place where you can bring a lot of people and pay for their ticket potentially. You know, like a lot of the other restaurants might be a little higher end, you know, you're gonna be spending some money, but here this is kind of like a middle road, great Italian joint. You're gonna have great food, great service, and it's gonna have a great ambiance. So, you know, all those things are once again, great in my book. So if you're looking for just a fantastic Italian restaurant in Fayetteville, you definitely need to check out Noodles. And last but certainly not least, and this is my recommendation, so Phillip's recommendation, I'm gonna choose the Preacher's Son, located right in Bentonville. So downtown Bentonville has a ton of restaurants, but one of the coolest restaurants is the Preacher's Son because it is a Reformed church. So it's like a building turned into a restaurant because why not? And so some of the food there is fantastic and cool. There's like a little bar on top, and on top, like actually on the first floor. There's something on the second floor I'll tell you about in a second. But the Preacher's Son is really cool because there's stained glass everywhere. It's obviously dark, very church-esque, if you want to call it that. They've taken a lot of the actual like we're talking said architectural design cues from a church and actually like left it in the actual restaurant itself. So it's a really cool open floor plan, great for lunch, great for brunch, but even better for dinner. I've eaten there, and some really fantastic food, really good plates, good presentation. So it's just a fantastic time to bring a date. But also one really cool thing about the Preacher's Son, and don't tell anyone I told you this, but there's actually like a speakeasy under the Preacher's Son called Undercroft. Don't tell anyone I told you, but I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about moving down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary linked below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie. Maybe you have kids, maybe you're a sightseer. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour. I can share around the whole area. Plus, we can check on some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.